There's a phase of the moon that almost nobody talks about because it doesn't come with fireworks. It's not the dramatic full moon everyone posts about. It's quieter, sharper, and honestly, more useful, and it's happening right now. Today, the moon reaches its last quarter, the exact point in its cycle where astrologers have, for centuries, described the moon as a blade rather than a mirror. It doesn't reflect. It cuts. And it's doing that cutting today, directly on top of a planet that just froze in place 48 hours ago, holding still on the exact degree of your oldest, most tender insecurities. This is not a subtle day. Let's get into exactly what it's asking you to let go of. The moon perfects its last quarter phase today at 13 degrees Taurus, forming a hard square to the sun in Leo, a genuine decision point aspect in the lunar cycle, the kind that traditionally asks what needs to be released before the next new cycle can properly begin. Just hours earlier, that same moon cleared an exact conjunction with Chiron, still sitting at 0 degrees Taurus after stationing retrograde only 2 days ago. Saturn continues retrograde at roughly 14 degrees Aries. And tomorrow, it perfects an exact trine to the sun, meaning today. That supportive structure is already close enough to lean on even a day early. Venus spends its final hours in Virgo before crossing into Libra tomorrow, and Mercury completes its long post-retrograde shadow period tomorrow as well, at 26 degrees Cancer. All of this is unfolding exactly 7 days before the total solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. Most horoscopes will tell you today feels grounding because the moon is in earthy, steady Taurus. It doesn't. A last quarter moon is one of the 4 true turning points in the lunar cycle. And unlike the new moon's blank page or the full moon's spotlight, this phase has one specific job: subtraction. Astrologers have long treated this exact phase as the moment to ask what's outlived its usefulness, a relationship dynamic, a belief about yourself, a project that quietly stopped working weeks ago but hasn't been formally ended. Today, that editorial instinct isn't gentle. It's squared hard against the sun in Leo, which means whatever gets cut today tends to involve some friction with your own pride or self-image before it actually goes. The reason today cuts deeper than most last quarter moons is timing. The moon spent the earlier part of the day sitting directly on Chiron, which only stationed retrograde this past Monday at the very first degree of Taurus. Chiron's retrograde station is traditionally the moment old wounds sit closest to the surface, and the moon moving across that exact point brings emotional material connected to worth, money, the body, and security right up against conscious awareness, then immediately squares it against the sun, forcing a decision about it rather than allowing it to simply be felt and set back down. There's a genuinely rare structural backdrop underneath all of this too. Saturn's retrograde in Aries and its approaching trine to the sun sit at nearly the same degree the moon-Chiron conjunction just touched, meaning today's hardest aspect and the week's most stabilizing one are happening on almost identical degrees. That's not decoration. It means the same pressure asking you to release something today is standing right next to the support structure that can actually hold you while you do it. Forget the mechanics for a second. Here's what today does to an actual person in plain terms. The last quarter moon is permission to stop maintaining something that's already over. Not everything needs a dramatic ending. Some things just need you to stop putting effort into pretending they're still working. What to do? Name one thing today, a habit, a story about yourself, a task you keep restarting that you're ready to formally close rather than revisit again next month. The moon's earlier Passover Chiron means an old insecurity may show up today disguised as something practical, like an unnecessary purchase, a sudden urge to prove your worth to someone, or a comment about money or appearance that stings more than it should. What to do? If you notice that sting, pause before acting on it. Give it 2 hours before spending, arguing, or deciding anything connected to it. The urgency is usually the old wound talking, not the actual situation. The Sun-Moon square tonight means your confidence and your actual feelings may pull in opposite directions right when you're closest to a genuine win. What to do? Don't let a late-day wave of doubt talk you out of something you've already legitimately earned. The doubt is louder than usual today. That doesn't make it accurate. The nearby Saturn-Sun trine, even a day before it's exact, is quietly available as real support if you use it. This is a genuinely good day for repair rather than launch, fixing something you built and left half-finished a few weeks ago, rather than starting something new. What to do? If there's unfinished business sitting from earlier this summer, today's steady. Structural energy is a better fit for closing that gap than for opening a new one. Put together, the human experience of today is this. You're being asked to formally let go of something that's already quietly ended, while an old, tender question about your own worth surfaces just enough to color how that letting go feels. Your confidence and your emotions may argue with each other by evening, right when you're closer to something real than the doubt wants you to believe. Underneath all of it, a steadier, more structural kind of support is standing close by, close enough to lean on even before it's officially locked into place tomorrow. Most people will simply notice today as a little more emotionally raw than expected for a grounded Taurus moon day, without connecting that rawness to the specific planet the moon just passed over. That's not a coincidence. That's the sky doing exactly what a last quarter moon has always done, cutting cleanly right where it needs to. A full moon shows you what's possible. A last quarter moon shows you what's already finished, whether or not you've admitted it yet. Today isn't asking you to build something new. It's asking you to stop carrying something you already put down. Tell me in the comments what's one thing you're finally ready to stop maintaining, now that today's moon has made it a little harder to ignore.